Even though it was not an expected trip for me to take this year, I did end up going to Berlin, Germany earlier this month. It was incredibly last minute, and it was for a trip with my tech channel, which is called Shannon Morse, which is my real name. I was invited by a sponsor, so as soon as I found out that I was able to go to this event for my tech channel, I immediately booked my flight, my hotel. I had no idea what to do in Germany, where to get food. I didn't know anything about Germany, but the only thing I asked online is, where can I find Sailor Moon in Berlin? And y'all told me exactly where to go. So huge thank you to the German Sailor Moon community for telling me where to go to find Sailor Moon in Berlin, because I did have one free day in between all the tech stuff that I was doing for my tech channel, and I was able to find some really incredible European market Sailor Moon merchandise. I didn't get much because I only went there with a couple of carry-ons, and this was heavy enough what I came home with, but it's so cool. I was really excited about these. When I went there was one thing on my list that I really wanted to find, and I found them. And I found the perfect set, so I'm super excited to show these to you. But first, if you are not subscribed, subscribe down below for Sailor Moon content. My name is Sailor Snubs, and this is my Sailor Moon community channel where I talk about news, reviews, and I do how-tos about how to shop and find Sailor Moon merchandise. And today I'm gonna show you all these really cool items that I found in Germany. So let's go ahead and get started with a few items that you can only find in Europe. First, I have a new Sailor Moon manga. Now, I have the English and the Japanese versions of this release of the Sailor Moon manga. Nothing really new here, except this is the German edition. So I do have this copy now, and I kind of want to find this copy in other languages too, just so I have like a library of different languages in my Sailor Moon collection. This features some really pretty color artwork at the very beginning of the manga print of the book. And then of course we go into the black and white version of the manga. It's interesting that here we have some English chapters. Of course, we have the original Japanese names for the characters, and then Act 4 is Masquerade Maskenball. It's really cool to see how it was written out in German. I don't know German, I just know some Japanese, and of course English is my first language. So this is really interesting for me to look at, given that it's not my first language, it's not my second language either. I don't understand a lot of it, but that's okay. Also, sorry, my cat just jumped up here, but she's gonna join us for this episode. These are postcards. I got 2 of these so that I could open one and I could keep one in the original packaging, but they are super cute, really pretty postcards. We have seen this art before, but this does feature artwork of 5 different postcards. So let's go ahead and open one of these and check it out. I got these for, let's see, €6, about €7 total. If you are wondering where I got these, I picked up the book. I picked up the manga book as well as these postcards at a store called Figuya, which is in downtown Berlin. So here we have our postcards. Each of these features Luna on the back. These are made by a company called ABY Style, which is pretty common in Europe. I also saw this company doing a lot of merchandise when I went to Scotland. So when I came back from Scotland, I had a bunch of merch from ABY Style. Also, they have stuff in Ireland too. If you go to Primark or Primark, you can find a lot of their stuff there. But here we have our postcards. We have this cute one of Sailor Moon, one of the Inner Sailor Guardians, the Moon family, the girls with some pretty cherry blossoms around them. And then we have this one, which features the Outer Guardians too. Very cool. That's the reason I bought this, because I wanted the Outer Guardians on this postcard. Very, very cool. I've never seen these released in the US, at least these postcards in particular, but I have seen these artwork pieces featured on some posters that were available at Hot Topic at one point. So definitely not new artwork, but really cool to have. This is a notebook that I also found at a bookstore, and this was €9.99. So a little bit on the pricier side for a hardcover notebook, but still very pretty, and one that I have not seen here in the US. I do really like it though. I love the art on the front of here. This was also the same art that we saw in the Vans collaboration, in case you were interested in that. And then we have the big moon stick on the back. And inside this notebook, we have Luna on the bottom of the pages. and some pink lining. Very cool. That's about it for that. Now, I almost did not pick this up. I almost did not choose to buy it. This was 12.99 euros. It was also available at a bookstore. The bookstore I got this at, I think it's called Dussmann. Dussmann? I don't know any German, I'm sorry. This was also made by ABY Style, and I specifically purchased this because on the back it says that it is dishwasher safe. And I do not like buying a lot of items if they are not dishwasher safe, but this one says that it is, so hopefully that's correct. It also says that it's microwave safe too, so hopefully that's correct. But this is a very cute mug that features Luna with a yellow interior. It's a pretty decent size mug too. It's 9 ounces. And on the back, we have a very cute print of a tail. How adorable is that? So hopefully it actually is dishwasher safe so I can use it because I do not have time to hand wash things. All right, the last item that I wanted to show you is actually a set. I know that this set existed because I've seen other people collect them before, but I never thought that I would have the opportunity to add these to my own collection. So these have been kind of a grail, kind of on my wish list for many, many years, ever since they had originally released. Now, the reason why I wanted to add these to my collection, even though they are in German, is because this Eternal edition that was available in Europe and still is apparently, even though it's available in languages that I can't speak or understand, this is the only hardcover version of the Sailor Moon manga that I believe has come out. I have every single version of the Sailor Moon manga that's come out in Japanese and English, and all of those are paperback. They are paperback covers, so very simplistic, cheaper editions. The ones that come out in Europe, in German, I believe there's Italian editions, and there might be other languages too. So if you know that there's other languages that are available as hardcovers, please let me know down below in the comments. But these are hardcover editions. So they are really nice, very heavy, and they also feature that beautiful Eternal Edition holographic sparkly cover to them too. But when I bought these, they are all brand new, every single one that I got, and they were covered in some plastic wrap. So I know that they had never been opened before. So these are brand new hardcover editions of the Eternal edition of Sailor Moon, the comics. So we have volume 10 here, which is the very last volume, and I'll go backwards so you can see each and every one. They're around 28 to 30 euros each, depending on age and how hard they are to find. I did notice that some of them had a little bit of scuffing, or that might have been just from me bringing them home, which is fine. Overall, I think they look absolutely incredible. Like, the binding is brand new. They've never been opened before. They have that beautiful, like, sparkly holographic cover. And we also have wonderful printing on the inside. So here we have the color printing, of course, at the very beginning, which is similar to the other languages that you can collect of the Eternal editions. And I noticed that the paper that they are using here is somewhat shiny, and it's thick. It's nice, thick paper with really beautiful print quality. Very clear, gorgeous, and German. So I got the entire set of all of these editions to add to my collection. So there's number 10, then we have number 9. It's so pretty. And I love that these are hardcover. They're like collector pieces. Just beautiful copies of these books. Now, if you're wondering, I believe all of these were printed around the same time period. Let's find out when they were printed. This was printed in around 2022. First published in Japan in 2014. That's when the Eternal editions came out. And this version is in 2022. Printed in the EU. Egmont Shop. I don't know if they are still printing them, but 2022, that was pretty recent. So maybe you can still find these hard copies like I did, brand new, when you're visiting some European countries. So here we have number 8, again, hardcover. So pretty. Just love this. Foil printing at the bottom with that Egmont publisher. It's a shame that we don't have hardcovers available in the United States, because if we did, I would have bought those too, because every single one of these is just so beautiful. They're so pretty. I'm a big fan of the Eternal editions. I think these are my favorite version of the Sailor Moon manga. I like the new translations. I like the big large pages. It makes it so much easier to read. And I love the print quality of these editions. So even though I can't read German, I would love to find these as well in Italy, in Italian. And if there's other languages available too, I would like to collect those too. I would like to have like a full worldwide library of Sailor Moon manga editions. I was kind of inspired to collect these from, there's a collector that I follow who's not in the Sailor Moon community. They're in a completely different community, another fandom that I really like of books. And they've been collecting like hundreds and hundreds of books of this series that I really enjoy reading. And they have like an entire library of all these different editions, first editions and different printings from all over the world. And I saw that and I was like, I would love to have something like that for Sailor Moon mangas. So that's what I'm doing here, is trying to collect all sorts of different copies of the manga, even though it's the same story. I just want to see what it looks like in different languages. I think that's so interesting. So all these hardcovers are just beautiful. We have number 2. I just love that they're also sparkly and they're hardcovers, so they feel really good in the hand. They feel like legitimate collector editions. And then we have number 1. So I can't tell you how excited I was when I saw these on a bookcase at this store, and I'll show you the store information so you can find them too. But I was thrilled. So I ended up picking up the entire set and I took them to the front desk and I was like, would you mind holding these behind the desk while I still look around your store? And they were like, oh yeah, you like Sailor Moon? And I was like, yes, I love Sailor Moon. And then they were like, well, they're in German. And I was like, that's okay. I can't speak German, but I want the hardcovers. And they're like, okay. Okay, so here is the company that I bought them from. This store, luckily, was only a few blocks away from my hotel. It's called Figuya. So you can look that up on Google Maps to be able to find it. But they are in Berlin. They also do worldwide shipping, so you can find all their shipping information online. But luckily, I was able to just go straight to the store, save some money on shipping and tariffs, and just buy them outright. I was able to take them home free shipping because I toted them across halfway across the world to get them home. My back hurt really bad because I had checked one of my bags and then brought this in my carry-on on my back so that, you know, they wouldn't get damaged in a checked bag or anything. It was painful, but I got them home, even though they were extremely heavy. People thought I was insane, but you know what? I don't trust anybody with my collection. So I have been promising a Sailor Moon manga book overview video, kind of a tutorial to share all the different versions that you can get in both Japanese as well as English. Y'all have been asking for that for a very long time, and now I will be able to also include the German information too, now that I have these German hardcover editions. I will be making that big overview video coming up pretty shortly. Now that my room is all put together, I feel like I'm in that space and in that headspace where I can pull those things out of my collection and be able to show them on camera. Now that I know where everything is, my room is clean and it looks really good and my overalls are falling off. So thank you so much for watching. This is a really short video, and I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the items that you can get in Europe, specifically in Germany. If you are looking for these yourself, I'll put the information down below so you can find those stores if you're visiting Berlin. And if you live in Germany, I would love to know if there's other stores that you would recommend that I go to the next time I go there, because hopefully I'll be back to Berlin next year for the same tech event. And if that does happen, then I intend to go back to these anime stores again and see if I can find even more Sailor Moon merchandise to add to my collection. I think it's always really fun to see what other markets across the world are offering in terms of our favorite anime of Sailor Moon. It's always really cool to see, and it's always really fun to bring those things back home because it's so rare to see those items here in the US. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe and stick around because I have a lot more interesting Sailor Moon videos coming up very shortly. I'll see you next time. Matane!